I was just cleaning up, going through old junk when I found it. A CD. No label, no markings, just a picture, just sitting there like it had been waiting for me. Curiosity got the best of me. I slid it into my laptop, not expecting much. But then, music. A song I had never heard before. A song that, as far as I knew, didn't exist yet. Jo-Joost Klein? Why not? How was this even possible?
It's all coming together. I understand what it means. This is it. This is the answer. This is why not? Jo-Joost!
Hello!
Hi. Hello!
This all started on the 1st of February of 2025 when Jo-Joost Klein made an Instagram account called Internetcafé 24/7 and he posted this picture. A bunch of his friends, such as the producer of his song Snottie Beats, started commenting, role-playing as customers of the cafe, and over the next few posts a little roleplay server was created. There's some fun behind the scenes pictures, so go check out at Internetcafé 24/7 on Instagram and tell them Snottie sent you in their comments. Now, let's get to analyzing every little detail I could find in Jo-Joost Klein's video clip for his newest song, Why Not? Since images speak 1,000 words, I will start with the lyrics.
Once there was a boy and he had a dream, but then one day his dream was taken away.
This man on the television speaking the lyrics is Donny Ronnie, Jo-Joost's friend and also his creative director for his performance at Eurovision 2024. The reference to Eurovision is that he watched it with his parents as a child growing up. He always dreamed of performing, and by getting disqualified in the semi-finals, his dreams were literally taken away from him.
Evil corporations ruling all the nation, not on my watch.
With this lyric, Jo-Joost refers to the European Union, which is controlled by politicians who are influenced by big corporations with a lot of money and power.
Media sensation, money inflation.
When Jo-Joost says media sensation, money inflation, I think it means that from the beginning of his career to where he is now, his money has inflated a lot and also his follower amounts. And also in the European Union, money has also started inflating a lot. The euro has become less and less valuable over time.
Turn my dreams to reality. Follow me, you will see. They was all just meant to be.
When he sings that it was all just meant to be, I think it means whatever happens, it's always for a reason. This is linked to his bad experiences getting disqualified at Eurovision, but also losing his parents and many more traumas that he has experienced in his life. Jo-Joost is from the Netherlands, where he speaks Dutch. I'm from Belgium, where we also speak Dutch, and the second verse of his song was also sung in Dutch. Since you guys might not speak Dutch or haven't found the translation yet, I will put the translated version down below in the description.
Ik zie een ander pijn hebben, toch doet het mij zeer.
Here Jo-Joost sings, when someone else is in pain, he will also feel it. This means that Jo-Joost is an empath, and that means that you feel other people's emotions and pain a lot more frequently and quicker than the more average person.
This is for you and I. Don't forget the T and the Y, cause I'm thankful, grateful, the opposite of hateful. Unity till the day we die!
At the end of the song, Jo-Joost sings, "This is for you and I, don't forget the T and the Y." The T and the Y stands for thank you, meaning we need to be more grateful. I think we should embrace kindness and gratefulness much more, because it would make this world such a nicer place to be.
Ze zeiden Jo-Joost Klein, je bent gedisqualificeerd. What?
When he sings Jo-Joost Klein, je bent gedisqualificeerd, it means you're disqualified, relating to the disqualification of his performance at the finals of Eurovision 2024.
Ze vonden mij de dader, emotionele schade.
When he sings ze vonden mij de dader, he means they found me the culprit, which also relates to the camera incident at Eurovision where he was disqualified.
Geen geld maar moet betalen.
And when he sings geen geld maar moet ook betalen, lijkt alsnog op mijn vader, he sings I don't have money but I have to pay. At least I look like my father after all. So that means that he has to pay probably something of damages for the camera incident at Eurovision. Alright, that's the lyrical part done. Now let's move on to the next chapter, the visual Easter eggs. The YouTube video itself is also uploaded only in 480p, which was standard definition for the 90s and early 2000s digital camera recorders. The entire clip is set in the early 2000s, so that really mimics the style, and the human brain is so fascinatingly awesome that we can still make out details even in such little quality. Alright, nice. What is that sound? There's so many Easter eggs. How am I ever gonna get them all? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Well, let's start with the first one, I guess.
Once there was a boy.
In this first shot, Joost wakes up in the Internetcafé, which resembles his home. All of the computers and internet users are a resemblance of the internet itself. As a kid growing up, Joost was very active on the internet. He made YouTube videos, he played games, he did a lot of things. His entire life was, and now partially is, on the internet.
There was a boy.
Here in the background you can see a poster for the 1922 silent German expressionistic movie Nosferatu. This year another remake came out, but this poster, and I looked it up, you can see it right here, is made for the original 1922 version.
And he had a dream, but then one day his dream was taken away.
On TV we see Joost's creative director for his performance at Eurovision 2024, Tony Ronnie, who has become a main character in the JCU. His voice mimics the typical 90s trailer voice, which I really like. Did you know the name Klein from Joost Klein literally translates to small? Joost is not small, he's actually 1 meter.
Why not?
Here in the background the televisions are flashing text. First we see Warum nicht, which is German for why not, and later on we also see why not and unity on the TVs.
Do what you wanna do.
Oh my god! In the background right here on this television we see binary text, which is the language computers use to communicate and just to work in general. When you translate that, it spells out one letter, the letter N. I feel all of these shots, their vibe and aesthetic, really mimics the 1996 movie From Dusk Till Dawn, which was a vampire film starring Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney.
Why not? Do what you wanna do.
This guy right here, he also played a role in the video clip for Schweinhund, Joost's other video, and he was playing paparazzi.
Evil corporations ruling all the nations.
The jacket Joost is wearing right here has his name printed on his breast.
Media cessation, money inflation.
This shot shows you the entirety of the Internetcafé. For those of you watching that might not know what that is, I'll briefly explain. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, before everybody had a computer inside their home and an internet connection, you would have to go to a place like this, a room filled with computers and internet connections, just to use the internet. For just a little money you could use the computers for how long you needed it, and regulars but also a lot of computer nerds met up, and this was basically a physical representation of the internet. This feels very nostalgic and was a very fun and interactive place for people to meet up and work together. Inside we see a few stereotypical characters. This guy right here is wearing a tinfoil hat, which resembles a conspiracy theorist. We also see a pervert, a businessman and a construction worker. No way! Ring 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 banana phone. In the background we see the banana phone PNG/GIF dancing. This was a song popular I think in the early 2000s and it was just a very fun song about a banana phone. Right here Jo-Joost is standing next to a radio with a bunch of CDs. CDs are compact discs, which were the media format back in the day to store music, and DVDs were the same version but for bigger files. On a typical CD, you could usually store about 15 songs, which is smaller than the average person's playlist on Spotify right now. Could you imagine only having 15 songs on one of these discs and then having to carry 30 discs along with you in your car? I can, because that's how it used to be. Also, fun fact, did you know the term DJ stands for disc jockey? Back in the day, they used to use vinyls, very big discs, but also smaller CDs, and they would mix the songs on there live, not with pre-made mixes on USB sticks like most DJs are doing it right now.
Media sensation, money inflation. Why the fuck not?
This woman, who is labeled in the credits as Pretty Girl Starbucks Cup, is played by Alanis Brouwers. She is Appie Musa's girlfriend and a video clip director. She previously also directed the video clip for Jo-Joost's song Ik Wil Je.
Ik wil je, blijf bij me, hou van me, ik word stapelgek.
Follow me, you will see. They was all just meant to be.
This guy spends his entire time at the Internetcafé playing RuneScape, an old school online video game. The modern day equivalent to these kind of people are League of Legends players and Marvel Rivals players. In this shot with the Internetcafé manager, we see a flyer hanging in the background with Jo-Joost's face on it. In the past, people used to be allowed to smoke in a lot of public places. This has changed over the years, and in the video clip we see that resembled as the Internetcafé manager pointing to the no smoking sign and smushing out Jo-Joost's cigarette on a medical magazine. I think this stands for the government trying to tell you what not to do and pointing to the medical risks of smoking. Jo-Joost includes smoking in a lot of his songs, so I think it's something that he thinks about a lot and maybe is trying to quit. The two Arabic sentences written in the video clip aren't a reference to Europe becoming an Islam state. Translated, they read, "Everything will be fine and trust the process." The TVs in the background show Jo-Joost's mantras words: unity, love and peace. And also in the background of the TV we see a picture of the modern day equivalent, the closest thing we will ever get to Avatar the Last Airbender in our life, the spiritual leader of Tibet, Monk Tenzin Gyatso, also known as the Dalai Lama. This guy is holding a PSP, also known as a PlayStation Portable. Since these things only were released in Europe in 2005, that means this video clip takes place in or after 2005. Wait, is that a car? The average weep is having the time of his life with lotion and tissues. This girl is taking a selfie with her phone. Although the word selfie was first used in 2002, it didn't become mainstream until about 2013. She's holding the phone with the screen towards her, while most mobile phones that had a camera at the time had it at the back of the phone. Also, Hello Kitty Cup!
Keer op keer, blijft de wereld weer verkeerd.
The pervert masturbating is wearing an anime waifu pin with a Nike swish for some reason. I can't really make anything out of it, I couldn't find it online. Let me know in the comments what you think this is or if you know what this pin means.
willen meer. Ze zeiden, Jo-Joost Klein, je bent gedisqualificeerd. What?
When the manager slams a contract with fired written on it on Joost's desk, the Spanish text translates to: the man was fired and was sad.
Ze vonden mij de dader, emotionele schade.
Written on the back of his shirt are the words hardcore gassed. Joost loves to make hardcore music and to listen to it and to produce it, but him getting fired refers to him being in controversy, getting disqualified, and the media portraying him as a bad guy. He has to leave the Internetcafé, which was his home. And now what I want to talk about is the movie Nosferatu's influence on this video clip. What's happening? Nosferatu was the first ever horror movie ever created. It was a German expressionistic movie by director Friedrich Wilhelm Murnau, and it was based on the original novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. Also in 2024 they did a remake. I have no doubt this movie's style influenced the video clip style of Joost Klein. Let me show you a few examples.
Once there was a boy.
The second shot of the clip shows Joost waking up with a poster of Nosferatu behind him.
And he had a dream.
The Gothic candle standing next to the TV is reminiscent from shots of the movie. This Gothic style clearly shows that Joost is in his emo phase. Emo phase.
Emotionele schade, geen geld aan moet betalen, dus toch lijk ik meer op een vader.
At the end of the clip, when the cafe is almost completely empty with just the manager inside, the big white lights turn off and turn into blue light. The manager looks alerted and looks to the side right as vampire Joost jumps on top of him and starts eating his insides. I bet vegans looked away during this part because his teeth were all covered in blood.
Why not? Why not? Do what you wanna do.
This shot of Dracula Joost ripping out the manager's heart is a direct reference to the movie Nosferatu. In this movie they also used expressionistic and experimental lighting to convey the story in an expressionistic and abstract way. On the wall we see a poster hanging which reads Unity with the Y ripped down. I think this refers to Joost asking the question why. Why do all these bad things happen to him? He just wants answers. Why were his dreams taken away?
This is for you and I. Don't forget the T and the Y.
Joost in the form of an angel preaching for gratefulness in this online old school ad is one side of the coin that is Joost Klein. One part of him is angry and a Dracula and just wants to have answers as to why this all happened to him. On the other side, he sees this all as an opportunity. To be grateful is a beautiful thing, and to hold on to hate only brings more of it.
Once.
In this shot there's two passports laying on his bedside table. This is a clear reference to Eurovision, to his song Europapa where he sings I want to leave the Netherlands but my passport is gone.
Ik wil weg uit Netherlands, maar mijn paspoort is verdwenen.
The TV in the background here reads Eurovision, so these shots are all to be interpreted like that. This businessman wearing a blindfold represents that Eurovision is one big bureaucracy ran by blind businessmen without regards for feelings, only out for money.
Do what you wanna do.
This guitarist is Abson Musa and the drummer is Martijn van IJzeren. Both are friends of Joost and they were the bluebird and the piano guy of Joost's performance at Eurovision 2024. On these TVs we can actually see a ton of Eurovision references, such as Joost in his Eurovision suit, the moment Nemo wins Eurovision, the Eurovision presenter Petra Mede who gives points at the finale show, the burning house from the Europapa clip, and there's three multiple times where we see the shot from the interview moment where a reporter asked Israeli contestant Eden Golan if she feels the participation of Israel brings risk and danger to the other participants. The panel spokesperson for Eurovision then said, "You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to." If you're somehow not fully up to speed on the entire situation, it's too complex for me to explain all of it, but in short, a long time ongoing war between two ethnic groups in Israel has recently escalated by a terrorist attack by Hamas on Israel on October 7th. Israel started bombing the Gaza Strip, killing 46,000 people. Because Eurovision previously set a precedent of kicking out countries at war such as Russia, many viewers and Europeans in general felt Israel shouldn't have been allowed to compete in Eurovision 2024. And then right after the question was asked to Eden Golan, Jo-Joost shouted, "Why not?"
You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to.
Why not?
Turning him into a target. Although the biggest sponsor of Eurovision on every video clip is Moroccan oil, this is an Israeli cosmetics company, so you can put 2 and 2 together what really happened. Or not, I'm just a dumbass who reads too much. Jo-Joost is iconic. He preaches for a better world, tries to show us what's really important, all the while entertaining us. The upside down cross, the unity poster, his funny quirky humor like him looking judgingly at his webcam. Jo-Joost is incredible, but it didn't come without a cost. Here we see a man peeling and eating an onion. Jo-Joost once told a story about eating onions before bed when he was a child. Since this is such a fond memory of him, it makes me think he really misses his parents. Who wouldn't? Loss is a universal experience. We all experience it at some point in our lives. Although that feeling may not be identical between you and me, we still have something in common. Jo-Joost even has his own dogs and likes to use them in his video clips, like this shot or in his other video clip Filthy Dog. Yes, Jo-Joost is a worldwide star, but he's still just a human like all of us, struggling with addiction, sadness, anxiety. Maybe we're not so different after all. Unity will save us all. Why not? Thank you so much for watching this entire video. Please let me know down in the comments what was your favorite detail of this video clip. It took a long time, I really put a lot of effort into it, so I really appreciate you watching. Thank you, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! By the way, the manager for the Internetcafé is most likely killed by Jo-Joost, because at the end of the clip we see a poster hanging on the store window hiring new store Internetcafé manager.